Okay. Well, usually I start off with Boker Tov, and about an hour ago, that's how I was going to start off, by saying Boker Tov. But it seems like that it is not yet a complete Boker Tov. As you all know, major hits this morning: hospital, Soroka, Ramat Gan, Tel Aviv. Hopefully everybody's all right. It doesn't seem at this point that there's serious injuries, and news is still coming in. Baruch Hashem, we're all right, but definitely this was the biggest hit that we've ever had so far since this new phase of the war started. And actually, right before these sirens went off, I was about to record what I'm going to share with you now. It's been a while. You remember I used to do, back in the day, I used to do these weekly parshast stuff, and this morning I really wanted to share with you just such an incredible idea about today, about what we're going through. And this is mind-blowing, so it's worthwhile to stick around because just like revolutionary stuff. But La Yehudim Haisa Oira V'Simcha V'Sasain Vikar, right? Those great words, that great moment, right? Or let me give you another pasuk, right? Mordechai Yatsa Lifnei Hamelech Belavush, right? Sak, well, you know that song that we sing, Mordechai's going out, Sak, Chelis, what is that, whatever, but no, but we're going out with Chelis, this and that. What day on the Jewish calendar did that happen? The answer is not Purim, it is Chav Gimel Sivan. It's today's date. Right, the day of La Yehudim Haisa Oira was on the 23rd day of Sivan. It says, when the messengers went out to go ahead and to say that Klal Yisrael has a right to stand up and to defend itself. That's today. Meaning, go through the timeline. It was on Tinius Esther, was that year, was on Leila Seder. And then we have Haman getting hung, and Cholamoid Pesach. And then we have Esther, Achashverosh gives Mordechai and Esther the Tabas HaMelech, this and that, and then pause, right? 70 days. Right? Esther pleads and pleads before the Melech. She says, we have a Gezerah sitting on top of our head now. What's going to happen? And the Melech says to her, guess what? There's nothing I can do. It's a law. Jews are going to get wiped out. It's a law of Iran. And you can't take that back. It's an incredible concept. Just think about that. Right? And so figure it out. And it takes them 70 days till today, till the 23rd of Sivan, when they come up with a plan. And the plan is the establishment of the Israel Defense Force. Tzva Hagan. The Jews can la'amoid al nafsham. They can go ahead and stand up and linkoim ba'oiveyim, to go ahead and take revenge against their enemies and to defend themselves. And it says on that day that they sent out these messengers, which is today, the 23rd of Sivan. That is the day. That is the day. So the question then becomes, why is this not a holiday? Interesting, no? Ever thought about that? Meaning, Purim is when it actually took place, that we fought and we defended ourselves. But the day in the Megillah is today. Isn't that an incredible question? It's interesting. The day of the 23rd of Sivan, interestingly enough, also plays out in Megillah's Tainus. It says that this was a day where there would be fast day. It was the day of the Yeravam ben Nevat prohibited the Bikurim to be brought to Yerushalayim during the first temple period. He forbid Jews from going to bring the Bikurim to Yerushalayim, meaning Aliyah L'Rego, okay, 3 times a year. That's normally the thing. But the main thing was really from Shavuos time until Sukkot, people were going every single day to Yerushalayim with their new fruits, with the new grapes, new pomegranates, new dates. And on the 23rd of Sivan, Yeravam ben Nevat got up and said, no more. Put up security fences, and Jews can't do that anymore. Also, it's a day, today's date, the 23rd of Sivan, if you do the math, which the Gemara does for us, this is the day that Miriam went ahead and did tzaras, meaning we got tzaras, spoke Lashon Hara about Moshe Rabbeinu, and that she started waiting. And we waited till we started to move towards Eretz Yisrael, 7 days. And then when we sent out the Meraglim, that's also today. 3 different events that take place today. That's not a holiday. What's going on? What is this all about? And I think the answer is just an incredible. As I heard it from one of my Rebbeim, Mati Aloni, is just unreal concept. And it really sheds light onto the school of today. There's a sikha, I think, from one of the vadim of the Rebbe that on the 23rd of Sivan and Tafshin Mem Beis or something like that, where he talks about the significance of this day. That the significance of this day is that we have the ability that Klal Yisrael, and what does Esther really want? She wants to go ahead and just to remove this concept that it's shaykh to go ahead and to wipe out the Jewish people. That there's a gzeira of lahashmid ul'arig in umma shlema to wipe out Klal Yisrael. And she says, remove that from the books. That has to be removed. And Achashverosh says, no, that can't happen right now. The Melech says, no, that can't happen right now. So you know what second best thing is? Second best thing is we have a right to defend ourselves. That's not a day that we say Hallel. That's not a Yom Tov. That's a day that's saying, you know what, we're going to blow up a nuclear weapon, and we're going to go ahead and blow up a garin, and we're going to make it that there's no more threat, and we're going to be a defense army. But it's not a day that we're going to be able to remove the concept that you can't wipe out Klal Yisrael. That's a totally different concept. The concept that we can't wipe out, I mean that we have to reveal the Shekhinah in the world. That Klal Yisrael's role is that there should be no concept in the world that you can ever destroy Hashem. You know, the Oslo Accords, right? Rule number 1 of the Oslo Accords is they have to remove their thing that they can go ahead and destroy Israel. And guess what? That's never been removed. Meaning, okay, so we could take it, we could create fear, we can defend ourselves, from Haidas Morgan. That's not the goal of what we're doing right now. Right? What we're doing right now is something unbelievable. Right? We're going up, and it's even, think about this, even more incredible, right? There's the 17th of Nisan, which was last week when this whole thing started, is also a day, the 7th of Sivan, is a day that's mentioned in the Torah. That's the day that the Mabul and the Teva rested. The Mabul was over. The water started to recede. It was Nocha, right? The flood. Why was the flood happening? Because the world was full of Hamas. And the day when the earth started to show itself again was on the 17th of Sivan. It's when Klal Yisrael got up. It's when we got up. When Bibi Netanyahu got up and he went to the Kotel Hamaravi, the place of the Churban Beis HaMikdash. It's not just the place of the holiest place to daven. It's a place of the Churban Beis HaMikdash. And they had a meeting of the cabinet ministers, and then they hand out Tehillim. And they're going to go ahead and say, we're going to send a message to the world that Klal Yisrael will not be destroyed. And we're going to go in there. And it's not just about, it's incredible. If you think about Esther, right, they wipe out everything. And then she says what? I want to go ahead and hang the sons of Haman. Why? They're not a threat anymore. They're bilti mu'uravim. Why do you have to kill them? Why do you have to hang them up? Because again, we're destroying the concept that Hashem can't show himself in this world through Klal Yisrael. That there can be even one Jew that is killed. Because that's how the Shekhinah is going to be revealed. The Shekhinah and the Geula, the beginning of the Gullus. We read in Bahalos, I still done this last week, which is also mind-blowing. I didn't even write this in my email. It's just so amazing. But, we have the 2 nuns upside down, this little parsha, Vayibin, so Aaron, Moshe, Shuv Hashem Riv Vayisal Yisrael. By the way, you know how many psukim are in this separate parsha of the Torah? 85. You know what 85 is? Pei 5,785 years. That's a parsha. That's a Torah. That's a sefer in of itself. And the sefer in itself is surrounded by 2 nuns, upside down. Right? Nun stands for what? So the Maharsha says that Nun is a sign of Nefila, falling down. Right? You know what the opposite of Nefila is? Kum. Kilavia kum. Right? To get up. And what is it? Shukuma Hashem. Arise Hashem. Riv Vayisal Yisrael. This is the sefer that started last week. that we started and we finished, that's surrounded by the two upside down nuns, the nuns that have turned around, the nuns that are bringing the geula. We are in a period of time where Klal Yisrael is saying no more. And Hashem is bringing us to that place where it's no more. It's not a defense war. It's not about Fordo. It's not about nuclear weapons. It's about going ahead and changing the entire, not Middle East, the entire world. And saying that Klal Yisrael is here. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu is here. And the Geula is here. You know what the Cheder Meraglim is? The Cheder Meraglim is that Klal Yisrael said we can't do it. We can't come into the layer. It's too scary. It's too this and that. Here in the Midbar, we have Ananea covered, and we're very comfortable in Lakewood. We're very comfortable over here. We're very comfortable in the Midbar and the Torah and this and that. And we can't do it. We're scared of them. Right? They're stronger. Chazakim mimenu. They're Iran. They've got nuclear weapons. We can't do it. Right? You know what just happened? Tens of thousands of Israelis that were safe in Chutz La'aretz are trying to come into Eretz Yisrael to fight, to reveal the screen, to show that they're not chazakim imenu. They're not stronger than us. They're not stronger than him. What is chazakim imenu? Rashi says they're talking about Hashem. They're stronger than Hashem. But you know what? It doesn't mean that they're chas v'shalom, these are tzaddikim, that they're stronger than Hashem. They're stronger than Hashem that's in me. I don't feel like I can do it. I don't feel Hashem's going to perform miracles for me. I don't feel that he's going to go ahead and let me in one day go ahead and destroy the entire thing. I don't feel Hashem has the koyach in me. He's stronger than the Hashem in me. Imenu, in him, in me. We're the same. But once we understand it, kilavi yakum, right, that we can just get up, right, that we're no longer the Israel Defense Force. We're the Israel Offense Force. Right? We didn't say Chav Gimel Sivan back then in the Megillah. It's not a day of holiday. It's not a... Take about Yerav Menavat. Yerav Menavat says we have Eretz Yisrael. We have the land. We have a government. We have a this and that. Whatever it is and that. You just don't need Yerushalayim. Don't bring you're not the Bikurim to Yerushalayim. You can't bring those things. You can have a Jewish state, Jewish government, a place that they're never going to attack us. We have a strong army. It's the day of failure. It's the day of La Yehudim that has the potential for La Yehudim Ayra Simcha. Right? It is a Mordechai, you'd say, Melech. It has that koyach to go ahead. That Mordechai is writing the books, which he didn't write back then. The Melech didn't let him write it back then. But it has the koyach to do that. Miriam. What does Miriam say? Moshe Rabbeinu is a Navi, and we have Torah and Torah and Torah. But he doesn't have to leave his wife. Right? The biggest tzaddikim, the biggest gedolim, Miriam. There's nobody bigger than that. She wrote Shira. Right? But she didn't understand that Hashem is Moshe. It's a different veil that Hashem revealed. Moshe is an Ish Elohim, and that there's a Moshe inside of every one of us, and each one of us has that koyach. So she's b'tzaras. She's michutz lamachana. By the way, the opposite, I told you about the tremendous heroism of the people that are trying to get to Eretz Yisrael today. I'll tell you the opposite extreme of that. You know what the opposite extreme of that is? Which is also mind-blowing. It says that the Meraglim were tzaddikim at the beginning. Right? They were the tzaddikim, anshe shem. Right? They were the greatest tzaddikim. And then it says it wasn't, Rashi also says that it says vayelchu vayavo'u, that they, just like when they came back, they had an Eitzerah. When they left, they also had an Eitzerah. I understand they were tzaddikim. How did they have an Eitzerah? You know what the Eitzerah was? The biggest tzaddikim. The Eitzerah of the biggest tzaddikim in the world was, right? They could do mitzvahs, they could do Torah, and that was all good, and that's why they're tzaddikim, because in Golas they're in tzaddikim. But when they have a chance to come and move to Eretz Yisrael, and they say no, maybe it's better over here, maybe it's Torah over here, maybe we're not stronger, maybe they're this and that, maybe the chinuch is better, maybe the army there, maybe it's dangerous, maybe it's this, then they're Rishayim. Gedolei Olam are Rishayim be'itzarah, when they have the option and the mitzvah and the opportunity to move to Eretz Yisrael, and they don't. Shayim, Ragma, your tongue out to your stomach. some type of irony in the tongue and the stomach, right? The tongue is the words of Torah. The stomach is what? The meat boards that we eat in Lakewood. It's the good pizza, the good steaks that we can't get over here. It's the tongue of Torah hitting your stomach. What's it really about? When you have the opportunity to do it, you can't do it. This is the moment. Hashem is bringing us to this moment, and it all switches around. The Meraglim switch and flip in 1 second. Mapi chatanu. We're going to go up. We're going to take the land. We're going to go ahead and this now. We're going to go ahead. And Hashem says, but I'm not there now. But today Hashem is there. Today Hashem is with us. Today Hashem is showing us nisim. And today we have to have that koyach to do it. And say, I'm coming, I'm taking. And we're not just taking out nuclear weapons anymore. We're going to destroy the concept that the Am Hashem could go ahead and be destroyed. That Netzach Yisrael, us and him, Lo Yishaker. Never go ahead and go away. And then the Shekhinah can come. And then it can happen. So that was my thought for today. It's a powerful thought. I'm going to put this on YouTube, even then you'll be able to share the link because this should go viral. It's just so cool. Okay, Chase is making noise. Guys, I hope everybody stays safe. I'm hoping to see you all here soon. And for all my tourists that we're planning on coming this summer, Mir Hashem, I'm looking forward to giving you guys the Beis HaMikdash tour. Love you all. And back to all our funny memes again that you're waiting for. But thank you for watching this through. If you did watch this, just go click, 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 click. But I miss these tours. So tell me if you want these tours also. Listen, I'm not tour guiding and I'm not sending memes. You've got to have a little Schwartz FaceTime. So hopefully this pottered us up for a while. Okay, I'll talk to you. Besurais Tayvais Bekaraiv.